Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ashen Trials, the final week of group stage. We've got Winter versus Odyssey today, and Winter is on the killer first. We have Jaden. My name is Jazz, and I am joined by the lovely, wonderful, so exciting Monarch to cast this match. Monarch, what are you looking forward to seeing from both teams this game?
Well, as the wonderful and so exciting co-caster, I'm really excited to see Winter's performance on Wraith here. We're going to see a very early chase onto Jules, going for an uncloaked mind game, cloaked around the pallet, still has a pallet to work around, has another pallet in front of main, but it's not very safe, hasn't been in a bit of the 50-50s. Jules trying her absolute best, bit of a pallet standoff now. It's going to come down to a 50-50, but Jules does not want to opt into the 50-50, just going to wrap around the main building, but don't have enough space to hit anything else. That's going to be a tag. And I think keeping chase around the main building right now tends to be the correct play. The main building is a very safe area for survivors, has a lot to work around, but not when you're forced to the back pallet called the screw-up pallet, and I think Jules realized she's kind of screwed up. It's going to take a death in the comp corner.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised there that before taking the tag, we didn't just go to the front of main. I feel like we could have maybe got some more usage out of the main building by doing so. But, I mean, still nonetheless, like, that was a really good start chase-wise for Odyssey. And now we just need to keep the momentum going. Hopefully they got a lot of gen progress for that chase. And that they were either doubling a gen or 3-splitting a gen. Is what we would more than like to see, as that first stack of painters did come in as well. And we are going to see the first gen pop, Cyber getting that gen done. So both teams right now in a really good spot.
Yeah, we're going to see a chase around Cyber, around the water tower. Is playing around the back shack right now, just doing a bit of a loop-de-loop around. But Cyber is eventually going to run out of space, going to take the tag, take it towards the wagon. But Jaden, not too concerned with the follow-up, sees the unhook onto Jules, is more concerned about getting back to the hook as soon as possible. Doesn't seem like a reset is on the table for them, especially with the Sloppy Butcher in play. I really do appreciate whenever Race take the Sloppy Butcher. I think it's honestly a pretty borderline mandatory perk for this set. We're going to find Jules, has a long wall pallet, drops right in front of Jaden's face, but the increased break means that there's no distance to be made, but Jules has found a second pallet to work with, but the swing comes through, barely avoids the down. Jules is still on her feet, still alive, but Jaden has the opportunity. Second time to charm, back around the same pallet. Not going to swing through this one. Can Jules make through the window again? No, she cannot. That's going to be a down once again onto Jules, but Jaden has information from Eruption. It's potentially going to get another tag for this Covet now. Back on the gen. Tag now, and that's going to be a second down for Jules. If Jaden can secure this hook, this will be a death hook at 4 gens, which is a very strong pace for Winter.
Yeah, absolutely. Winter is definitely showing that they came here to play today. They want to win. They want to get to our main stage. But so does Odyssey. I know they're both within the top 4 today. So, I mean, it's looking pretty exciting because the top 4 from each group does get to move on to main stage. And right now, both of these teams are fighting for main stage. And I am so excited to see how they play these games. And we're gonna find the Dwight Covet here at main. We don't have balanced landing or anything though. And as a second gen pops, we're gonna see the down onto Covet. You know, not quite in the locker, but we were close. And we're just gonna leave Covet slugged, and we're going to go for the tunnel out onto Jules. Jules has all of Shack and Gallows left for resources, and we're just gonna bait out the Shack palette here. And yeah, now you're gonna see Jaden just kind of zone Jules here, kind of to the edge. And no! We're gonna see the down, and that's going to be Jules dead at 3 gens.
Unless... 3 gens, but the flashlight save!
Oh, I got a demon flashlight save coming in from Clownfish. Jaden, I don't think expecting that, and we're gonna see the 3rd gen pop. Only 2 left to go. Jules was playing the short side here on this pallet, which is not good, but we W keyed away to wagon.
Let's play around the wagon, gonna go for the swing, not gonna connect on the Jules, drops the pallet in time. Jules just having to buy as much time as possible. Anytime delaying her next down is great time for Odyssey. Down finally gonna come through. It doesn't seem like Clownfish is anywhere in the area for the Beamer save, unless, no Beamer save, but that is one gen left. That's actually incredible gen progression. Very good efficiency from the Odyssey survivors now. Getting the reset onto Cyber as well. Taking a quick peek at Jaden's gens. It's looking kind of rough. Gen all the way at the top side by one. The Gallows gen hasn't been completed yet. So those are two very far away gens from each other. Another gen deep within the desert area around 7-8-ish. Means that Jaden needs to put the work in to really get the pressure on these survivors. Because right now the gens do favor the Odyssey squad.
Yeah, these gens are so split right now. Realistically, you would just work the one gen and the gen that's over around 8. You split the two for this gens, and you're guaranteed in the 3v1 that one of these gens is gonna pop, no matter what. In all honesty, so I definitely don't think we're gonna see any 4K1 coming in with how efficient Odyssey has been on these gens, and they've been also playing very safe. They haven't been coming in for hit tanks. They haven't been. Oh, what a beautiful stun coming in from Covet there. And we're gonna break the pallet out of Cloak, not getting that faster break action. And yeah, we're gonna have to apply Eruption to this gen, and we're gonna have to go and check 1. Cause yeah, they're gonna be working that 1 and 8 gen for sure.
Now, big thing in Jaden's disposal is he still has those 3 pain risk tokens, and it looks like he's about to cash out on his second of the match. I don't think... Oh, the pallet from Jules' chase earlier wasn't actually dropped. I forgot about that. Sometimes I have bad memory too, folks. Cyber manages to reach a pallet in time. That's going to be no down for Cyber, and that's going to be a ton of progress on 1. This gen has been cranked out. Covet nearby, or no, Clownfish nearby, getting the flashy save earlier. I think Jaden wants a little bit of revenge for the Beamer. Just vaults back and forth. Eventually going to vault on the outside. Not going to make it to the window back in time. There's going to be another tag onto Clownfish. Now Jaden possibly going to opt for the little bit of the hit and run. Going to take the hit onto Clown. Run away. Check the gen deep within the desert area. That's so much progress on that gen. That was doubled gen. Oh, this could be a start of something, and we're just not going to go there. Okay.
We chase them off the gen, but we're gonna go back to, and this gen is so close. We're at a solid 90% here. We need this down and a pain res and eruption like ASAP, but Clownfish is doing a really, really good job at playing this palette and playing this 50. If Jaden doesn't get this down in about 2 seconds, I fear that 8 gen is gonna pop. But we get the down, and we're gonna get this straight up pickup. But is there a pain res literally right in front of us? We should be able to get that pain res off before that gen pop. And wait, okay, we did. And it did hit the 9 gen, 8-9 gen over here. So, I mean, okay, we got some good regression coming in onto these gens now, but look at, it's still so high. And that 1 gen is high as well. Like, this is looking a little iffy for Jaden right now.
A little iffy for Jaden, but the Odyssey survivors are hemorrhaging resources. They are hemorrhaging health states, which is the survivor's main resource in this war of attrition. Cyber not reset after the earlier tag, and Cyber's not going to make it back to the pallet in time. A little bit of a mispathing, I think. Not going to be down onto Cyber. Covet forced to rotate over for Clownfish. This is where the snowball can really begin for Jaden here. It's going to really come down to getting a reset up, getting someone up on the ground, but they might just pop the gen in his face. Who do you go for the down for? You go for the down onto Clownfish, but it doesn't matter. The last of the 5 gens that Odyssey need to climb through have been popped, and it doesn't even matter. We can get the honorary chase onto Covet. Well done on the gen officials. Get all 5 gens popped for Odyssey.
Yeah, and now all we need to do is hook all of our survivors here and get them all on hooks, because all 5 gens popped. Hatch does matter. So this is the only time where Maz. Oh, hey, Jaden, that's a wooden pole, my guy. That's not a survivor. But that was good job. There you go, buddy.
I mean, hey, maybe the wooden pole. Like, wooden poles are dangerous. Did you know that 100% of people die from wood? Yeah, real statistic. I made that up right now. Real statistic. I read it up.
You know, Monarch, I absolutely believe you, and I am expected to see that.
Every person who has existed in a place that has wood in it has died.
True. You know, you're not wrong. My desk is wood, so you're not wrong.
It's almost as deadly as oxygen. 100% of people who breathe oxygen, they're dead now.
Alright, Monarch over here being all smart and shit. But we are gonna see the confirmed 4K 0 coming in from Jaden on Winter here. And I mean, that was a really tight game. Both teams played this very well. For a while, I didn't think it was. Okay, I thought it was gonna be like a 4K 0 and possibly outs. To now see that we did get a 4K 0, like at one point it was looking like it could have been a 4K 1. It was just a roller coaster of emotions and a roller coaster of turnaround on who had the up on which team. And I mean, Jaden came back really quick, and so did Odyssey, and that gen pressure is what we honestly need to see from all teams going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see a quick break as we swap the sides, and we'll see how Odyssey does on their killer side. We'll see if Odyssey can take the win here, or will Winter strike first in the series. So stick around. We will be right back. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ashen Trial Season 1. We are continuing our group stage matchup of Winter versus Odyssey. Last time we left off, Winter secured a 4K 0 against the Odyssey survivors. So now we have switch of sides. We have Cyber on the side of Odyssey killing the Winter survivors. With the win condition looming above, Winter is very simple. Pop all gens and get any stages out of the door, and they will take this set home. I'm your caster Monarch. I am joined by Jazz, as always, the wonderful Jazzy, and we're starting off chase on Finesse. Finesse has the jungle to play around. However, playing around the window side, this is the much unsafer side, because it is not a very safe side. It will oftentimes end up in the hit if you don't make it to the pallet. Now Finesse sent run and sent her in, but we have a different target in our sides. We have Swift Lash on the Fang. The bunny ears not gonna come in handy to save you from the hit. Right now, Cyber just getting a lot of damage on the board, but not a lot of downs. That might change in this next chase.
Yeah, we are going to see the first gen pop, and we are seeing a lot of hits come in, so we are getting our sloppy butcher value to be able to slow down the resets a little bit. And we are going to find Finesse here, and we are going to probably have our first down, because they definitely don't make that pallet. And, I mean, unless there's a save coming in, nah, not quite. I think we're going to go take our pain risk here, because, oh, no, we're not. I lied. And we are Jaden here with the beamer trying to do a little hook blind. Was it really worth it, my friend? Was it worth it? And we're gonna I can't say what I want to say. We're gonna turn back the clock on that mid-gen there. And Jaden going down under Shack Pal. We have one on a hook and one down, and Garafa is injured somewhere. This is not a good start for Winter.
Finesse just kind of getting caught between Cyber and a body block. You have Wraith on one side, you have nothing on the other side. Where do you run to? Trying to get some sort of distance. Have to wait twist! A pallet gets a swing through the pallet, but it was actually during the endurance stats effect. So now Finesse not on the ground, still up on their feet. Jaden now has been picked up, but Cyber does not seem to care. The Lion does not concern himself with the slugged survivor. Finesse still in chase. Drops a pallet against Cyber. Has another pallet. Cyber, can he get the right swing around? Goes for the swing and misses. Finesse not on the right side for that swing to connect. Finesse has the pallet on the side. Gonna drop it on his side, on his advantage. Cyber dropping the pallet, kicking the pallet. Gonna be zoning Finesse towards the edge of the map. Finesse can make it to another pallet in time. Pre-drop for Finesse. Cyber not going to use the entirety of the speed boost. Now it's Momo nearby to aid his fellow survivor. Tag onto Momo now. The entirety of Winter is now injured.
Yeah, this can snowball so fast if not played right. I know we're trying to let Finesse last as long as possible, but we also need to be on these gens. We do need to pop all 5 gens to at least get a tie condition if all 4 of these survivors are unfortunately gonna make their way back to the campfire. And we're gonna take an early swing at the window, but Finesse had plenty of time to get over that window even without using the perk Finesse. And we're gonna see the second gen pop, but we're gonna find Jaden sitting here on 1, and 1's got quite a bit of progress itself. But I mean, you just have this really shitty palette here, and you just go down. You're not gonna go anywhere with it. And that's gonna be the second hook of the game, and possibly even a pain res hook coming in, as there's a pain res right in front of 2 here, and I think it might have hit 1. I'm not 100% sure. And I mean, now we just need to try and find Finesse again, realistically, or Garafa, which we do find Garafa here at Outhouse Palette. So this could be another pain res coming in.
Actually, another pain res. Turn back the clock on the board for Cyber. The double reset coming in between Momo and Finesse, so Cyber knows he has enough time to deal with this chase. Swiplash doing the best that he can on this pallet. It's not a super safe pallet, and when you lose 150-50, that is the end of the road for you. Back on the ground for Swiplash. Gonna get the unhook on to Jaden now. Jaden gonna use a little bit of the endurance to try and body block a hit for Momo. Cyber doesn't seem too concerned about it though. Gonna loop right around it. Momo now has a jungle gym to work with. Not gonna actually take the jungle gym, but Cyber's not gonna take the bait onto Momo. He sees the pools of blood. He knows exactly where to go. He is a bloodhound. Knows exactly he's gonna cut off Jaden from the other side of the window. Absolutely beautiful pathing coming from Cybereye. Knows where Jaden wants to go. It's going to preemptively cut him off. Now Jaden is stuck at the 11 pallet. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. You have to face your demons now. Cybereye still in chase. Going to get the pickup on the Swiplash. Potentially Swiplash coming in for a hit onto Jaden. He's going to come out now, but that's Jaden on the ground. And I am unsure what the state of the game is for Winter now, as with the double reset, you know that there's not a lot of gen pressure when that the double reset, and now you also know that you were displacing Momo because you saw Momo coming in for the unhook and Momo coming in to pick up Swiplash. That gen that Finesse is doing was pretty much the only gen progress that was on the board for that duration.
Yeah, you can see there, as you just checked on 1, it's pretty much back all the way down to 0. They have nothing, and we see the quick unhook onto Jaden here, and I mean, Jaden needs to last. Jaden needs to make something happen, but Cyber is just doing such a good job at cutting Jaden off from where they want to be going. And we're gonna see Momo try and take some of the aggro to let Jaden get somewhere safe. And oh, we don't get the swing through the window. We don't uncloak fast enough. So Momo is not gonna take a tag, and Jaden still at main building here. All you have is front of main pallet and the wagon pallet beside. I mean, you're just playing off of luck right now, unless Momo comes in for the hit tank, which we do see. And I mean, we're just gonna make it to Shaq. I think Shaq pallet is still up, and we see turn back the clock going on Gallows here. We do indeed still have Shaq pallet, so we could possibly make something work here. And we're gonna try and get Momo off of Gallows gen and force the down, and we're gonna get a tag onto that, and Momo's gonna try and take a main. I mean, in Cyber's case, you just leave and go back for your tunnel out, which is Jaden, really.
Jaden dealing deathlook on the board for Cyber, but everyone is injured. If you can find a reset, that would be big. You find the reset, but not in time to stop Jaden. But that is going to be Finesse back in chase. Finesse only has a filler pad to work around, but the fake out from Cyber goes one way, goes back the other way for Jaden. Now Jaden is in chase. Does the chase continue? I think the chase does in fact continue for Cyber, but Jaden is in one of the safest structures in the entire game, the Killer Shack. This pallet is a god pallet, and it hasn't been removed from the game yet. Having this are still on hand. That's another gen pop for Winter. Cyber needs to put the pedal to the metal. Really needs to get a snowball going. We're going to drop the chase onto Jaden. Back onto Momo. Momo playing a little bit of footsies against Cyber. Gonna drop eventually. The window has been dropped, but Finesse takes a drop off the platform instead around the pallet. Swing goes through. Stun connects. Finesse survives. Finesse got the movement to drop the pallet onto Cyber, and now Cyber's left dazed and confused on where to go. Another drop by Momo, but Momo once again has a pallet near the edge of the map. It's a down the pallet, not the safest in the world. Forced to loop around it. Going once, going twice.
Going twice, we make it a wagon pallet. Oh my goodness, Momo pathing just perfectly enough there to get that great distance to wagon pallet and getting the stun, and now we just go straight to Shaq, and there's still so much around to play on Shaq, and this gen split for the survivors is pretty good. They got Gallows really high progress, and they have a gen over at, I think that's 3, up 3, where they can just get all the okay, listen, we could have swung through that window and Momo would have been tapped up. I'm not gonna lie.
That's finally shock palette removed. That was such a strong resource that honestly aided in the progression of the survivors not going down at shock. But Momo has bought so much time for his team. Another pallet's just dropped. Does Cyber have enough time to stop a gen? No, he does not. That last gen's gonna pop. And now all it takes is just any of Winter to open the gate and walk away. And that's gonna be Winter with the win. And that's most likely gonna be it. A teammate has come by to aid their captain, to aid Momo, but Momo doesn't seem to even need to aid. He has the long wall pallet to work around. Cyber doing his best to try and play around it down onto Momo eventually, but the damage is already done. Jaden trying to go for a beamer save at the last minute, but the damage is already done. A gate's already been progressed. This will be it for the Wraith set, most likely.
I think Jaden thought that bush was enough camouflage, but unfortunately, Jaden, you're a very bright Yui.
He's wearing like a bright pink, like 90s workout clothes. What do you mean camouflage? Bro actually tried Bro actually tried to hit the shack.
Listen, it's Jaden's version of camouflage, okay? Trust. And we are gonna see
the camouflage works. The camouflage works if you're the Pyro from TF2 wearing the Pyroland goggles, where everything is a rainbow, but unfortunately we are not in that reality.
No, we are not, but we are in the reality that we do have the next set coming up, which is Nurse on Cold Tower, and we're going to see the winner killer. So stay tuned after this break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next set of Winter versus Odyssey. I lied when we went on our break. It is Odyssey on the killer. You know, I'm just keeping you on your toes. Just keeping you guessing. Yeah. Anyway, my name's Jazz. We have Nurse Cold Tower 1, Odyssey on the killer. I am joined by my co-caster Monarch. Monarch, normally we usually Nurse.
Keep you on your toes.
You're so funny. We used to see a typical 4K1 result with Nurse now, but now we're seeing a lot more outs against Nurse.
I definitely think this just comes down to, like, Nurse is still the strong, especially after the recent Blight nerfs. He's still strong, but now he's definitely worse than the Nurse. Nurse has retained this top spot for so long, but it's like, I'm gonna call it this is, reference doesn't make no sense to anyone. I'm calling it the Xerneas problem. In Pokemon, competitive, like Pokemon VGC, Xerneas is an extremely strong Pokemon that has never won the World Championship because every time it was available, people were so ready for it. People were so scared of it that they were so prepared that it actually ended up being weak. I think that's kind of what's happening with Nurse, is that Nurse is so strong that people are going to be prepared for this set. Momo doing an incredibly good job at for example, like Momo doing a very good job at just extending that down for as long as like humanly possible. People are starting to realize that this killer is strong. They're going to prepare for it more, and it actually ends up making her win con lower over time.
Yeah, absolutely. You're totally right there. Although I don't think the Nurse has any Pokeballs to catch these survivors. So, I mean, maybe in their back pocket. I think.
Objection! The Nurse is a nurse, and there are nurses in the Pokemon world.
Valid. Valid. We are gonna see though that the first gen has popped while Momo was in chase, and we do have multiple gens still with quite a bit of progress here. And it looks like we're just gonna try and see if we can catch the rotate for whoever's rotating to pick up Momo, or take Momo off of the hook. But it doesn't look like we can catch the rotate, and I think we might just go to confirm second stage here, unless someone is a sneaky snake and gets in there without Cyber noticing. But I do think we are going to see Momo hit second stage here, but we should see at least 2 gens pop for this.
Awesome, coming from Momo, the 1-for-1 Jaden immediately going to run in. Cyber not prepared enough to really stop the unhook in time. Momo off the hook now. Gonna be brought immediately from injured to the endurance status effect. One blink comes out and second blink could seal the deal, but not enough distance created for the second blink. Now Cyber twiddling his thumbs, just waiting for the two blink charges to come off cooldown. The two blink tokens are now back up towards the edge of the map. First blink comes out. Not gonna use the second blink quite yet. Momo just doing their best to just hold the W key to gain the distance. Momo absolutely going the distance like Forrest Gump in the titular movie Forrest Gump, but this time around his tracks are caught before he can make it to his destination. Swiftlash working on the 1-gen. This is an absolutely phenomenal gen setup for Cyber here. Has the 4-gen topside, so if he can defend it, and towards the end game, this could lead into him getting that 4K1 win con. But with the way that this 1-gen is progressed, and now especially not getting the hook onto Momo, this could result in the outs, as you were saying earlier.
Yeah, we're having a lot of missed blinks here, which is not what we need. We need to be able to get these blinks to connect, but Team Winter just knowing exactly how to access areas that, like, the nerf just can't blink through.
Blink onto Nurse. Ruin's still up, but it doesn't seem too big of a concern for Winter. They have all their members still alive. That's going to be a tag onto Jaden off the hook. Momo brought off the hook once again. Just going to run for the win. Run, Forrest, run. That's going to be a tag on the Momo. That's not a tag on the Momo, actually. That's just going to be Cyber letting the moment pass. That's going to be another gen. Even if Cyber gets the tunnel out that he wants onto Momo, this is still so much gen progress. Doing the classic running back into the nurse, letting Cyber blink too far away. Momo knows what he's doing. 2 blinks left around the tree is not going to be enough to secure the down onto Momo. With so much gen progress across the board, your gen spread is now gone. He doesn't have to play for downs, you have to play for chases. Cyberite, 1 blink, second blink, gonna connect, but the damage is already done.
The damage is definitely already done, and I think we are going to see that 5th and final gen pop here any second, as I was saying it right on cue. It's like they're listening, Monarch. It's like, you know, they're in our heads.
That would be very concerning. I don't want anyone in my head.
But we are going to see Alpha just pop Momo. We're only at 3 hook stages for this whole entire game, with Momo the only person back to the campfire. And I mean, this was just a very unfortunate game here for Odyssey. Momo being able to last as long as he did in chase, and just not having those blinks hit from Cyber's perspective. But you know what? That's okay. Things happen.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out that another factor that kind of goes into this is that for a long period of time, Nurse was bugged. It's been resolved. I'm not sure how long ago it's been since, but there was a long, like, year stretch of time where the Nurse had some decent issue on her blink, so that caused a lot of people in comp to stop playing her because no one was playing a bugged killer. But it's been a bit since she's been fixed after that, so maybe people are still a little bit rusty on the Nurse car.
Yeah, it is absolutely possible that we are a little rusty, especially since it has been since recent. I think it was the last patch that came out that Nurse has officially been 100% fixed. And we are only going to see the 3 hook stages coming in from Cyber. And, I mean, that's a tough win con for Odyssey to go into on the surf side, Monarch.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a quick break as we swap the sides. With such a low win con, the result might look inevitable, but it's not over until it's over. So stick around. We will see if Winter prevails, or can Odyssey take us a tiebreaker? Who knows? Welcome back, everyone, to the continuation of the Nurse set of Winter versus Odyssey. Last time we left off, Odyssey managed to secure a very strong, very efficient, very unobtainable 3 stages against Winter. So the win condition is 4 stages for Momo here, rocking a very interesting build. I'm Recaster Monarch. I'm joined by the lovely Jazzy. And what do you think of? I know it's a low win con, but still, like, what do you think of Overture of Doom? And it's gone.
Well, I thought it was an interesting choice, but it really doesn't matter anymore. The rest of the build, though, it makes sense. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that coming into the game, I was kind of curious of Momo's strategy on how he wanted to play around
Oh,
that
the
brick.
flashbang! Dude,
The
Clownfish is
firecracker!
like, Clownfish is your man, or whoever they are. Clownfish is the person you go to get these done. What the heck?
Hellfish kind of over here to save Demon. I was ready for a flashlight through the crack of that rock. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you see that Covet in hand has the flashy, but it would have been really crazy if like last minute you dropped the. This has to be a save that's done at some point. You drop the flashy before you die, and then the teammate runs over, picks up the flashy, and then saves you with the flashy. That sounds really complicated, but it also sounds doable.
Monarch, I think you should get on a team, and I think you should do
That requires me to
yourself.
play DBD consistently.
Fair enough.
I'm okay with my occasional pub match every once in a while. Covet just running for the hills, trying to get Solo to cover. Covet behind the cover. What will he do now? Makes it back towards the central point of the map. Once again, Chow's out of loop, trying to play a pallet against a nurse. I don't know if you know this, nurse can go through pallets. Not the best choice in the world. It will just be another down onto Covet. That's already 2 stages. Momo's halfway to the win con he needs.
He is indeed, and it's all on the same survivor, and we don't even see a gen done yet. Oh, alright. Well, now we see a gen done.
I will not get $1 million in the next minute.
Did you get $1 million?
No.
Oh, well, you tried. Anyway, we are gonna go back to our hook, thinking that we are gonna see a fast unhook, but that is not gonna come through. We're probably just gonna go pressure this one gen once again that we know Clownfish was working on. And we do see Clownfish once again. Now, those rocks are really hard for Nurse to play around because it's not easy for her to completely blink through those. Yes, she can blink through a lot of things, but let me tell you, when those wire barrel spool things and rocks get in the way, and was that a dead hard or was that still BT?
I am honestly not sure. That could have been BT. Like, that was still within the BT timer, I believe. Covet looking to kind of want to go down this pallet, has a teammate nearby that could cover them for the pallet save. Another gen pops in the distance. Covet kind of needs to play as much time as humanly possible. Covet just needs to make sure he doesn't go down. So, how to play, best way to play DBD Survivor. Step 1, don't go down. So don't do that. But it sounds a lot harder on paper, especially when you have a killer player like Momo, who's very experienced in. I know he's experienced on Blight. I'm not sure how his nurse is, but I assume that skill sets between S tier killers tend to translate over well.
Yeah, Momo, I honestly do believe is a very good killer overall. I've watched him play a multitude of killers, and I haven't seen one where he's particularly horrible at. So, Momo is just kind of transferring skills from killer to killer, basically. And even though he's known for his Blight, I mean, he's playing Nurse very well. His blinks are really safe. They're pretty on par on where they need to go, being able to blink on top of that survivor, knowing when to single blink and when to double blink. I mean, just look at the quick view change there after that blink. That's perfect. And knowing that the safety blink onto the corner of Shaq to make sure we don't get the double back. I mean, yeah, those are just some really good blinks, and we are going to be at our Tycon here at this hook, so.
Yeah, no, it's a very difficult. We're at Tycon now. One more stage. Momo could theoretically just kind of camp Jules out to get that last stage. Will be the boring one, but that is how you confirm it with such a low stage win con. That kind of seems what Momo's planned on doing, just sort of walking around, not a care in the world of if these gens get popped or not. Never mind, he's actually going top side. Trying to check on a gen. Peek around to 11. Nothing on 11, but a lot of noise at main. Jules now off the hook. Momo has a couple of options. That was such a fast reset. Oh my lord.
That had to have been Resurgence.
I think that was just really good insurance.
Alright, okay. Honestly...
Not everything I say can be a banger. Come on, man. I have a banger cooldown.
You have a banger cooldown?
Yeah.
Noted. What is it? Is it 60 seconds?
It's when my brain thinks of it.
Oh, okay, okay. I hear that. Okay. It looks like we're trying to see if we can find the person who's working on the tops for the gens, but we can't exactly. So I think we're gonna go back to this 5 gen,
Some progress heard.
but not enough. And this ruin totem is in such a good spot right now. It's tucked away like inside main. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't been cleansed. And Momo not quite catching. Oh wait, never. You know, caster's curse. Right as you say something, it happens every single time. But okay, we're gonna see Clownfish now, kind of working around this jungle gym, and
Oh.
not being patient on the LOS double back, and Momo just able to zone him and get the down on the pallet, knowing that no one is near that we know of. And we're gonna get the 5th hook of the game, and that's the win for Winter.
4th hook of the game. That's a win for Winter, unless we can somehow manage to secure a like 5th more sinister teammate for Odyssey. It's looking pretty over. A gen pops, so we are at the 4K1. So like, you know, the average like for now for Nurse, but it's looking pretty Jover. It was already Jover. Congrats to Winter for taking the series home with just really good plays overall on both sides. Cyber going down, and now Clownfish off the hook. Ruin is down. No perks left for Momo. Only the eruption remains, but Clownfish gonna use the plot twist just to try and reset just a little bit, but overall, yeah, no, I think Winter just is one of the strongest teams that we all have to keep our eyes on going into the main stage.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to seeing Winter's performances against all of our EU teams, because once we get in the main stage, it's not going to be same region matches anymore. We're going to have NA versus EU, and we're going to have SA versus EU and everything. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how these teams perform now that ping is going to be involved, because some teams crumble under ping.
Yeah, no, cross ping matchups are pretty hard, especially if you're not used to it. I don't have a lot of experience on cross ping, but sometimes you do just get, if you ever get in those really unlucky times where like you're just in a really high ping lobby in DVD, you can tell like if I'm queuing and I randomly get like a killer from Brazil, it feels so awful to play against on the ping disadvantage.
It definitely does, and you know I get those way too much as a West gamer. I get a lot of VPNers, so I feel it. I think you think I'd have my fair share of ping crack, but to this day I know Jules being able to kind of double back into Momo there, sending him a little bit into the corner. I think Jules was telling you to go for a timeout, Momo, and you're not listening. Tisk tisk.
Momo, quite the rule breaker, not going to go for the timeout. Instead, going to hop straight back to the top side of the map. You know that main has a ton of progress, but you see 11's just being chewed away. That seems like a single gen. That might be a double gen. It's actually a double gen pop right in front of Momo's face. Neither of them seems to want to let go of the gen. Is it going to pop in his face? Can he get the grab in time? What is going to happen? That's going to be a down onto Cyber. Gen's going to pop in his face, so congratulations to Odyssey for getting all 5 gens completed. That's honestly, you know, something to take home about. Some bit of a momentum to keep going into your into group stage, because actually I'm not even sure what the I don't have the standings off the top of my head. I am honestly unsure if Odyssey is confirmed for group stage or not. I think with this win, Winter's confirmed for the main stage.
Yeah, Odyssey is within the top 4 as they were as of last week. So
right, because plot twist resets on gens. I forget that plot twist does that.
Yes, plot twist does reset. I know Odyssey was, last time I looked, in the top 4. So depending on how the rest of these matches go for the rest of the weekend, on how this group does, we could still see Odyssey in main stage. It is possible. But I definitely do think Winter now is confirmed to be in the main stage. We are going to be seeing much more of them coming up. So I'm still looking forward for that. And, you know, Momo, my friend, I know the rock is pretty, but you know what's also pretty? Blinks.
Blinks are also pretty indeed. I mean, actually, the rock's not pretty at all. There's like a mouse on it. It's like a Moscow. I know. I understand it's nature. Yeah, yeah, Momo. I agree. So that is gonna be it for tonight. That's gonna be the last game of Saturday. But do stick around for the next for Sunday and Monday. For Friday. Let me let me start over. That's the last game
Mhm.
today for Friday. But stick around for the entire weekend. We have the last week of the group stage to settle once and for all what teams are gonna advance to the main stage. So I'm your caster Monarch, joined by the lovely Jazz. Jazz, thank you so much for joining us on the cast.
Of course, and thank you for being a lovely caster with me. I very much enjoyed it indeed.
So that will be it for today. But do stick around for this weekend. The finale for the finale of the group stage is here, and we will see who advances to the main stage to take it all home. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.